Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.
What's up, everybody? It is your sister and your friend Crystal Cross right here on the Morning Jam podcast. Oh my goodness, y'all. This is going to be episode 2 of Love Over Loyalty or Loyalty Over Love. Are they the same or are they separate? Right here with Grace Melton and Sean Burress. What's up, guys?
What's up, peeps? What's up?
Good people.
So, you guys, I always say that this topic right here is strictly deep when we go into anything about love and loyalty or lust or anything like that. So, what we have here today, I know me and Grace have already talked about this before of love and loyalty. So you guys are going to be playing the male-female thing today. So let's get it started. We're going to start with Sean. Sean, what's up? Can you tell just the peeps a little bit about who you are and where you're from?
I give you 10 seconds.
10 seconds is cool.
Sean Burress. I work and study consumer behavior globally. And been in the corporate environment for a long time, love small business and love Black people, love Black love. So glad to even have an opportunity to be a part of the conversation. Appreciate the invite.
You're welcome. Grace, what's up, sis? Tell us a little bit about yourself. 10 seconds.
Yes, I'm Grace Whitaker Melton. I am a ophthalmic lover. I love eyeballs. There's nothing that I can't tell you about your eyes. I can just look at you and tell your life story about your eyeballs. And I'm a singer. I'm an artist. If you ever want to get a hold of me, it's gracefulsound7@gmail.com. I'm also a kind of like a podcast guru, such as my sister. Facebook, you can find me on Positive Girls. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Grace Whitaker Melton. And I'm the coolest person you'll ever meet in your life. That's all I got to say.
Listen, she's already popping her collar, Sean. Already popping.
Right. Oh, you're going to love me. Oh, you're going to and be loyal, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yes. Don't say you like me today and not like me tomorrow.
So you guys, this subject is going to be so deep, and I'm really excited about sharing this topic with you. Like I said, again, this is episode 2 of Loyalty Over Love, or Love Over Loyalty.
Love me or leave me.
Or do you think they're the same? I'm going to say, Sean, what do you think the definition of loyalty is?
Wow, the definition of loyalty. It's funny. We all have different definitions of loyalty because so much of this is an individual experience, right? Mm-hmm. For someone who, if you grew up in the hood and you expect somebody to have your back at all times, no matter what, that could be a definition of loyalty. Like, no matter what it is, you got my back. I could be wrong, but you got my back. That's loyalty, right? It could be, you know what? At my hardest times, you come through. I don't need you to be loyal all the time. I need you to be loyal when I need you to be loyal. Mm-hmm. Now, for me, loyalty is just about consistency. As long as you're consistent, you don't have to be loyal on every level and everything, but I need to truly understand where you and I have loyalty between them.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's deep.
You can say, you know what, when it comes to these kids, first and foremost, I'll be loyal. We're going to make that happen. If you can say when it comes to my career, if you can say whatever it is, but loyalty for me is something you discuss, you got understanding, and you understand on what levels you have loyalty. But to assume all out, just pure loyalty, I don't even know if parents can be loyal like that. So people say they're loyal, but are they really loyal? Like on all levels? No, let's just get an understanding of what does loyalty mean to you? What does it mean to me? And then what does it mean for us?
So really, you're just asking of an expectation. What can I expect of you? And other than that, once you've told me that and we've got it under that, then hey, it is what it is. So that's what I expect of you. And this, that, and the third really doesn't matter outside of what my expectations of you,
Right. Well, I think that's part of the problem, right? We all got our own individual expectation of what loyalty is. And when two people come together and try to say, we're going to be loyal to each other, you have no idea what you're saying. Until you've heard from the other person and understand what it means to them, you can't say you're loyal to them, and vice versa.
But would you say that after so many years of being with a person and loving that person and building this life that we have, that it should already, I should know what to expect. It shouldn't even have to be A, B, C, and D. And I know that's probably the long way and the hard way, but when we go into marriage, how many people have that conversation of like, this is what I expect of you? A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
more like
H,
the
I, J.
long term or the long, long and short.
But we go into relationships thinking that better not to do that. But that, like Sean was, he was saying that people's definition of loyalty is so different and it's not the same. And that's scary.
And I'll be honest, I run into people who think they know what the other person wants and try to say, well, you know what I mean? No, I have no idea what it means to you. And don't judge me based on how you see the world, because that's not my view. I'm looking at my eyes.
Sean, that is so me. I'll be like, now
right,
without me even having to explain.
And I have no idea what you do.
And see, but that's the way we work sometimes. You know what I mean? That's the way the world works. It's like, you should know me. You should know I don't want you cheating on me, boo. You should know that this is not an open relationship. You should know that you are loyal to me and me alone. Nothing else. It's all about me. But people don't really think that way. They kind of think to the left.
Or people have lived their own lives. Like if your mom cheated on your dad the whole marriage, you might think that's okay, because that's true. So that's your lens on life. Like you have to understand someone's background. You have to understand where they come from to really understand how they see the world today. I have some friends who, they've been adopted, or they grew up in horrible relationships. That's what they know as a relationship. Or they're getting out of a really bad relationship, and all they know is, I don't want that thing. I'm not really sure what I want. I just know that wasn't it. But I still don't know. And then the world changes every day. Now, y'all been locked up in the houses due to COVID. And y'all probably getting to know somebody on a whole nother level.
Yes, you better speak that. You better speak that.
Right.
Come on, you delivering
But you know what? But even past that, like you guys know that I'm in the process of getting a divorce. And even in that, 18 years is such a long time.
Yeah.
And in that, even at the beginning, being very young, I didn't even express to my ex, okay, what are we going to get? What are we looking for in this marriage? We've never had that conversation.
Set anything out to build toward.
Set anything out to build or anything. Like, what do you want in this relationship? What do you want out of this relationship? Where are we going in this I cannot remember a point saying, okay, let's sit down, let's make this happen within this amount of time, 5 years, 10 years. And I've learned from that. The next, you best to be ready for Christmas.
Baby, you better than me. You after this one ain't gonna be no next. We gonna die. He gonna die. We gonna rise. Ain't gonna be no next.
Look, everybody I know has been saying that like this is the last one. There will be no more. Whatever this one is, that's it.
Yes.
That's it.
So Grace, what is your definition of love? Tell us that.
Oh wow, you really want the raw GRACE love?
This is the Morning Jam podcast. We don't do nothing but yawn and wake up and say what we got to say.
Okay, so love is it's like loyalty. That's I expressed it like in the last, the first episode of Love and Loyalty. Love to me is more than just your words. It is an action. In your actions, you express that you love me, and the things that we do for each other, not just the things that you do for me. That's love, and in that loyalty, I say, if you were loyal to me, you would never do anything to hurt me intentionally. You know what I mean? Intentionally doing something that that would hurt me and break me to a point of ruining our relationship. You have broke the love code. And that's what I have. It's a love code. And we talk about things that matter to us and we express them. Go ahead, Sean.
Code. Is it decodable? Like, are you the one that knows the code, or does the world know the code? Like,
No, this is
everyone know what
something.
intentional?
I was gonna say, what kind of code do you have?
This is the code that I can't give y'all all my secrets, because y'all be trying to show a sister out. I ain't gonna do all that and say, well, Grace told me this, and Grace, no. I just told you
Don't
what
be
works for Grace.
nobody, Grace. Don't
Yes,
influence nobody.
thank you.
Don't influence Sean.
So
I'm trying to learn.
So with me and my spouse, okay, I'm divorced. I got divorced, and then I'm remarried. So in the first marriage, I understand that my definition of love was not really love. It was trying to push someone to what I thought I wanted them to be, or what I wanted, and not really opening up my eyes and seeing them for who they are, and what they were giving me was their best.
Mm-hmm.
That's not love. I didn't love him. I was trying to create a person that I could love fully. I loved him. Don't say that. I can't say that I didn't love him, because I loved him. But then I tried to make this person into something that I was like, man, this is nothing but love. But it only reflected what I thought love was. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of allowing and having those conversations on what is your expectation of me? Kind of like what Mr. Burress right here was, laid it on so thick on the first 2 minutes.
Y'all had so much time, I guess 10 seconds.
So, and now in my marriage now of 7 years, 7 is the number of completion. Hallelujah, Lord, you are so good. Don't get me to talking. But I'm going to tell you something. We were riding in a Mercedes Benz, and I think we were in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and somebody told me that is on this line, said, oh, you're going to be married. That you are going to marry that man. I was like, no, y'all lying. I think the same two people on this call. They were like, well, you gonna marry that man. I was like, yeah, these dudes have lost their mind. But then
wonder who
I don't know who the heck them people was. Crazy. Get out of my mind. Get out of my mind. But now in my marriage, I am now more of like what Sean is talking about. Okay, what is your expectations? What are your goals? So I was in my first marriage, I was very selfish, and that was not love. It was a selfish love. It was more reflected toward grace and what benefited me, and it hurts me to say these things because I was a selfish person, because I didn't think I was selfish. I thought I was loving and caring and open and willing to push you, as far as you would go. But then in my eyes, I was thinking that long as it was benefiting where the anointed ones was going, where I was wanting to go, what I was wanting to do. So now that I know the true meaning of love is it's a two-way street. It's not one. We have to come and meet in the middle and come to an agreement and then push each other. He pushed me, I push him to becoming the greatest that we can become, and not, killing each other in the process. Understanding that we're going to mess up. Understand that there's going to be some flukes along the line. And when those flukes come, give ourselves enough grace to understand that we have to forgive each other. We have to love each other through all the pain, everything and this is what my definition of love. If you want my definition of love, we would have to sit here a whole longer than what we got, because it goes deeper than just materialistic things. It goes into our actions. It goes into our words, and words are so important to me. Man. That's enough. And that's what my biggest part of love is. Crystal, if you loved me, you wouldn't just hurt me with your words, because your words go in a storage in my mind. I have a storage place.
It's real, Sean. It's real. She got a storage place.
You still holding on to what you holding on to?
Yes, I got you. No, I'm just playing. But I have a storage place, and I try not to have it. And I've been working on this since I was probably about 16 years old. And I'm 38 now. So I've been working on a long time. And my storage is getting smaller and smaller. So I can't, file these things and be like, I'll never trust you again. I'll never let you into my heart again, because you hurt me. Not only with your actions, but you hurt me with your words. So love even goes into words, what you say.
I had to to remind a few people of that. It's like a piece of wood. You know, you could be putting up a fence, building a nice strong fence, and you're putting holes in it. Every time you put a nail in, you're putting another hole in, another hole.
Yeah.
After a while, that wood wears down. You could fill in the holes, you could put putty, but that piece of wood will never be the same. There's only so much damage you can do before that wood is just not meant to be on your fence. That's just not where it should be.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes if people know going in how to bring the parts and pieces together, you have a better mended fence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You know, I feel the same. I feel that, Sean, because in my marriage that I, experienced, I was definitely putting holes in it. I was definitely mending those and trying to, alongside maybe what Grace was saying, probably trying to make this person better. Even, hey, okay, finish college, fix your credit. You know, hey, on that job, you're trying to get a new position. Go for it.
Isn't it funny that we did it, even though it cost us our own happiness, and then we would lose ourselves. And so, if you love me, why would you allow me to lose myself when you already see, that I'm breaking?
That's interesting because, first of all, I don't think you can build a bear. Like, I don't think you can make a man a man. He got to want to be who he is going to be, and that's the only place that comes from. Like, women can't make men. You know,
That's true.
I have siblings. I have a lot of women that it's like, oh, I want him to do this and do. Who cares what you want if he doesn't want it? You have no control over a human being. Even our children, when they grow up, they do what they want to do. We want them to get an education. We want them to get. They're going to do what they want. It's their life, not yours. Now you need to find somebody where you have similar goals, but we don't often spend the time to have those conversations about what
that's where I flunked. That's where I flunked that course. I mean, I promise you I did. F's across the board. But now I take time for counseling. We go to counseling. We make the necessary adjustments to make this a healthy and prosperous and successful relationship. If you have someone that looks you in the eye and say, I don't want to go, that means that you don't want to make this work. You don't want to put in the time and the effort.
Love is work.
It is.
That's for sure. Yes, a lot of work.
If I tell my daughter anything or my son, look, love is work. You think it's, oh, they cute. You think it's, oh, I like them. I don't care. When you start spending money together, you start deciding whose family you're going to visit or not because it's a holiday and now you got multiple. That is work to decide what's fair and equitable. Like, I have a job, but that's a whole nother job in itself. It's work. Constant. Constant. If you're not ready for work, don't do it.
And that's what I told someone the other day. I said, we think that when we go outside of our house, we're doing our job. When we go to work, we're doing our job. No, your job is when you walk in those doors. That's when the real job starts. That's when the real hours count. Because when Tevin, he's 18, I cannot believe it. My old son is 18. Now I have to see what kind of work did I put forth in this child. But guess what? Even at 19, 20, 21, 22, as long as I'm alive, I'm still going to be working with this child, helping him to mold himself. And not me mold him, but he has to learn how to mold himself and set expectations and limitations on himself. Yeah. Now, love is so crazy. And when we send our families out, that's when the love that goes on in the house shows. Our spouses, that's when those things really reflect. Because if we love each other in this house all day and act like everything is peaches and creams and ignore the real problems, when you go out there, those problems are going to show. But if we learn to love each other wholeheartedly and truthfully, and when I say truthfully, sometimes the truth hurt.
You mean love is not the best example of love?
What kind?
Instagram.
No.
But a lot of people find that love on Instagram, Facebook, and they be together just chilling.
And we just admit that social media got people thinking that what they see on Facebook and Instagram is the whole
thing.
It.
No, it's not it.
What we choose to post. It is what I want you to see. Yeah. You don't see the dirt. True. You don't see the cussing out before the post. You don't see you see the post saying happy birthday and I got flowers. But you don't see the fact that right before then, it was like, where's my flowers? And I had to run to the store. And it's like, you don't see what didn't happen. You see what I want you to see. And I think our youth coming up in the world where what they're exposed to gives them a false sense of what love really is, which is why we as a community of people have to be truthful to show children, no, it's work. Right?
Yeah.
The only way our kids can get better about it is if we give them a little bit of exposure into the work that has to be done, because it's not on Facebook, it's not on Instagram. That's not the whole picture.
And that's where I am now. Yeah, I'm giving Tevin a hard love now. He thinks that mama probably don't like him right now, but baby, you 18, you're gonna have to take some responsibility. Yeah. And when he looks back, he's gonna say, oh, now I see what mama was trying to do, you know. But right now it's hard, it's tough. And he don't like it. He's like wanting to throw up every time he turns the corner. You know.
Mom, come on now.
That's it. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You need to get up and go provide for yourself on this one, you know. And that doesn't mean I'm not doing for him.
But what are your love languages? Because people express love differently and people receive love differently. There's a book called The Love Languages. I know you guys have an idea. Like, what do you look for when someone is expressing love to you? You're like, that shows me that you love me. Is it the time they spend? Is it the money they spend? Is it the
I would say time, because always time spending with me is better than spending money. You know, because I've been there, done that, spending the money thing, but that time is irreplaceable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Time is, I can definitely say time, because things are so materialistic. You can you can lose everything that you have tomorrow, but time, you'll never lose it. As long as you wake up in the morning and God graces you with another day, then you have that time to hold that person, to touch that person, to feel that person. But then once that person is like death happens, there's no more time. You can't say, I can't look you in the eye and say, look, boo-boo, I love you. You know, look, you know.
He was saying for him, he needs words of affirmation. He needs to know he's doing a good job. That makes him work harder.
Yeah.
And he was saying his level of appreciation, then he needs the physical that goes along with it. And without those two, it doesn't matter how much time you give him. Doesn't matter whether you say nice things that he doesn't hear or post nice things on social media. If he's not hearing it directly from you, affirming what he's doing, he feels unappreciated.
Oh, wow. That means that so he's giving the power to someone else?
No, I think he's saying, if you want to show me you love me, this is how I receive it best. I just want to affirm you're a good father. I want to hear you affirm you're a good husband. If you never say that to me, I won't feel the type of love that I want to feel.
Oh,
I'm like, that's good to be able to know that about yourself.
Right.
And tell your spouse, now they have the opportunity to love you in the way
that you need to be loved.
Yeah. Showing you how. Yeah, that's dope.
Right.
That's part of that expectation.
Right. He's setting the expectations. You can give it to me this way, I'm good.
But what about you?
Might not register. Me? Well, mine is probably a few different ways, because I'd like to think I'm a well-rounded person. I like affirmation.
Okay.
I like affirmation. I like to hear it. But I like also public affirmation, meaning I like to know that it's not what you say to me privately, but it's what you say consistently, whether I'm in the room or not in the room, right? If I'm worried about, well, what are you saying when I'm not in the room? Then it won't really matter that you're having a private conversation with me. And then away from me, I feel like you may be saying the exact opposite.
So there's the loyalty part. Go ahead.
Okay. And the other element is there's a physical touch that if we can be in the same space and we don't even touch, right? We're a room full of people and you're avoiding me the entire time. You're on the other side of the bed. You don't look and give me eye contact. You don't look and say, I'm thinking about you. If you're not brushing by me or touching my, wait a minute, where's my?
I know.
was wondering what happened.
Come on, Sean. I love it. Yes.
You ain't, it's about 30
Honey.
minutes. I ain't seen it.
Honey,
Listen,
it melts my heart. It melts my heart.
Yes, I'm one to give the look.
Across
I'm
the
one to
room.
walk.
Something.
From across the room. I'm one to come by and just brush. Just brush. the shoulder.
Baby, you ain't got to brush me. You just look at me like, just give me that look like this right there.
No,
Baby,
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go home.
It's time to go. Come on. Help me with my dress.
Right,
Pick
right.
the tail, dress up. Let's go. We got to go, baby.
But you have to know that too, right?
Yeah.
If I don't tell you, don't go to any party with me if you don't plan on an hourly basis making contact with me. If we stay an hour and I haven't seen you, you should be worried that I'm thinking something crazy around here. But I didn't know it. I didn't know it until I went places I was dating, and they did what I did. They just ran off and worked the room. I was doing the same thing. And then I thought, wait, this person, I haven't crossed paths. Maybe they're not that interested.
Aww.
And then I realized that's important to me. So then I had to say it. And then it was no problem. But you got to know it and voice it.
Yeah.
That's so deep. And right here, with your sister and your friend Crystal Cross on the Morning Jam podcast with Sean Burress and Grace Melton, we are at the end of breaking this down of love and loyalty, or loyalty over love. You guys, which one is it? Do you prefer? Do you think they're the same? Last question of the podcast is, how long do you wait before committing to one another? Let's break this down in 2 or 3 minutes. How long do you wait before committing to that person?
I think that's between each individual. And I think that counseling is so important. I think premarital counseling is a thing. It needs to be mandatory because they have ways of pulling things out. Yes, hallelujah. They have ways of pulling things out.
More than you want, but probably what you need to.
Yes, and they have these go-home activities that you do. And I hated them because they pull something out of me that I didn't know that was inside of Grace. Mm-hmm. And that helps me. It helped me to realize if my husband, Roger Melton, could give me what I was expecting. Because guess what? He had to do the same activity and bring it back. So then I was, in my mind, I was like, is he capable of giving me what's on this paper and how I'm truly feeling? Is he willing to work at my expectations? And then in reverse, it helped me to see if I was willing to work toward his expectations of what he expected of me. Because sometimes in marriage counseling, you would be surprised how many people say, I can't do this.
Wrapping up, I don't hear it. You're going to get cut off.
Okay, I'm done.
So Sean, go ahead.
No, I'll just say, when you say, when do you commit? I think it varies a little bit. Number one, the commitment is continuous. A continuous work towards something, building a stronger and stronger bond. I think the other thing is, often you need to know the person and their background. Those people who have not had true commitments, have had separation in their family, it takes a little bit longer. So you need to consider the individual. Where are they coming from? Where are you coming from? And for me, I used to have a 90-day rule. I'm doing nothing in 90 days, and I won't even let myself think about commitment for 90 days. And 90 days is spending continuous time. If you don't have the time invested, I don't think you should be talking about commitment, and especially in long-term relationships. That's
That's awesome. Thank you, Sean Burress and Grace Melton, for coming on your the Morning Jam podcast with your sister and your friend Crystal Cross. It has been a blast. Thank you, guys. Episode 2 of Love Over Loyalty, or Loyalty Over Love. Which one is it? Or is it just all together in one? Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.